gentlemen, welcome back to AS Astrology. And I know I am quite late with my videos. I was just busy in some work, some personal work, and now I'm back. So I decided to shoot outdoors today because I think the light is much more better than that of indoors, and most of all, it feels so calming to be around here. Yeah, I love the weather today actually. Okay, so where were we? Okay, the noises. I think you guys can hear airplane passing by. Okay, so today we'll talk about Venus Mahadasha. Now, Venus Mahadasha is a Mahadasha for 20 long years, and just like other Mahadashas, there are a lot of misconceptions related to Venus Mahadasha as well. Venus is what is Venus? What first we need to understand that Venus is a planet of beauty. It's a planet of pleasure. It is a Rajasic planet. Although it is a Rajasic planet, it is here to enjoy all the earthy pleasures, all the earth elements, whatever services, amenities, pleasures, beauty products we have here, and luxuries we have on the earth. Venus wants to enjoy that. But one big factor of Venus is that Venus is the watery element. Venus, just like Moon, is a very soft planet, but it is also a very diplomatic planet, just like Moon. I have seen this that Moon and Venus actually I won't say they behave similarly, but they have very much similar qualities. Even with Moon, I have seen a lot of artistic qualities. Moon prominence of Moon or involvement of Moon into certain houses can generate a very artistic person, even if Venus is debilitated. I've seen that. So Venus and Moon have similar elements. Both are quite watery, and both wants to enjoy. Right now, Venus rules it rules the second house and the seventh house. So of course, in Venus Mahadasha, second and seventh house are going to be the most significant houses, and the houses which are mostly active, means finances and unionship, marriage, relationships are of utmost importance during Venus. And there is one misconception specifically which has been told since a very long time to males specifically, that during Venus Mahadasha they hop from one relationship to another, or they become a Casanova type of personality, which is actually not true. If Venus is in fire signs or Venus is in air signs, then it can give commitment issues first of all. But there is this tendency for a person to be loved, to love other person, to be in a relationship and unionship. A person wants to be in a relationship, and this relationship or partnership can be business partnership as well. That's why you'll see people landing into partnership businesses with the spouse or with someone else, specifically opposite sex. See, it depends. In case of males, it is just this that a person naturally attracts a lot of females, because see, whenever there is Moon Dasha activated or Venus is activated, Venus Mahadasha is there, a person naturally becomes quite feminine. The qualities, the feminine side of that person develops a lot, and that's why a person is very much connected with the females. They naturally attract females regardless of a girl and a boy. If a man has Venus Mahadasha, he'll naturally attract females, and if it's a female, she'll naturally attract females, other females, of course. The other thing you'll see is that due to the water element of Venus, a person naturally becomes very soft, and a person becomes a crybaby. Even if you see a macho man who has never cried and who has been that all masculine personality, even you'll see that person will cry a lot during Venus Mahadasha. And there are going to be heartbreaks in Venus Mahadasha, definitely. Actually, I have seen more than one heartbreaks in Venus Mahadasha. It can be from the same person or from multiple persons. Actually, specifically in Venus Rahu, I have seen a lot of chaos for a person. Venus Rahu Mahadasha and Antardasha can give fame to a person, can give recognition to a person, but it always uh, takes a person into a loop of relationships, and a person is for that particular, I think that is for about 2 to 3 years. I think that's for 2 years, 2 or 2.5 years, something like that. So for that time period, a person experiences hell of a life. In terms of relationship, a person is confused as to where to go, what to do. So the only thing is that I personally suggest people to explore during that period. I'm not saying explore as in relationships, but take it a bit easy, that you are here to pay off some karmas during Venus Rahu. Because see, Rahu, Ketu are karmic planets, they are shadow planets. They come here to teach us some karma. All the planets, actually, Jupiter and Saturn as well. But specifically, Venus Rahu makes you pay a lot of karma related to your marriage, related to your relationships, and related to females specifically. The other thing you'll see, if a person is married, which actually happens in Venus Mahadasha, a person wants that unionship, and a person is most likely to dive into marriage during that period. And in Venus Mahadasha, you'll see that a person will definitely land into some conflicts related to their marriage. Some or the other conflict is there, regardless of where Venus is placed. The other thing you'll see is that, of course, a person spends a lot on products of comfort and luxuries as well. Now, this depends on person to person, because if you have been, um, you know, driving a Maruti Suzuki beforehand, then in Venus Mahadasha you may drive Toyota. It doesn't necessarily means that this some jackpot will happen and you will straight away get some BMW or you will get some Ferrari. That's not possible. It's just you have to see what is your previous situation. So there is an increment from the previous situation. Now, the other thing you'll notice is that a person will definitely come across astrology during Venus Mahadasha. It can be due to finding some answers related to what they are going through, or how to balance themselves out, or why the things are happening the way they are happening. But the logical answer would be that Venus is Shukracharya, and Shukracharya is the highest of all when it comes to astrology. Because you see, Shukracharya was inside Mahadev, Shiva, for billions of years, and he was practicing astrology. Shukracharya is the guru of astrology more than Jupiter. So definitely a person comes across this. And one more thing I have seen with Venus in water signs, and specifically in Scorpio, when Venus is in Scorpio, because Venus was actually born in Scorpio in the nakshatra of Jyeshtha, when it was the time of Jyeshtha, I suppose. So Venus does extremely well in terms of leaving a legacy in Scorpio. So if you have Venus in Scorpio and you have Venus in Scorpio in just a moment. If a person has Venus in Scorpio in D1, D9 or even D10, a person is most likely to do something which is related to leaving a legacy. And see, leaving a legacy doesn't means that you are going to be a millionaire or a billionaire, something like that. It is just simply that you are leaving something behind for which you'll be known for even after you die. So that happens with Venus. Now, one more thing I have observed with Venus and Venus Mahadasha is whenever you have Venus in the seventh house, in any sign it can be, and it is somehow activating the ninth house, 12th house, and sitting in the seventh house, a person is most likely to go away from their homeland during that Mahadasha. And now, how you should see that which houses Venus is activating. So, first of all, how to see a planet, how to judge a planet, that what houses are it is it activating and what result it is going to give. First of all, see where is Venus placed. Then look at which houses Venus is activating through. So, for example, a person is Aries ascendant, and Venus is placed in the seventh house in the nakshatra of Vishakha. Okay, so now what we need to see is that the second house is getting activated. The seventh house is getting activated because of Venus placement and Venus house rulership. Other thing you'll see is that since it is in the nakshatra of Vishakha, it is also activating wherever Jupiter is placed and whatever houses Jupiter rules. Like for example, Jupiter is in the 12th house. Now you will see that Venus is activating the second house, the seventh house, the ninth house, the 12th house. Now the most likely, a person is most likely to either travel abroad, or a person is most likely to settle away from in the foreign lands from their homeland. And if if the person is Aries ascendant and Bharani nakshatra, then most likely a person is going to travel foreign, is going to shift in the foreign lands along with the spouse for sure. Okay, so this is how you judge a planet and what houses it is activating, because you see, this is the mundane predictions for what Venus will do to you in Venus Mahadasha, but it may vary, the results may vary for each and every person depending upon which houses are being activated and how Venus is placed. Now, if this Venus is placed alone, it can give trouble, because it is in the seventh house, which is, he is the karka. Venus is the karka of seventh house, and it is sitting in the seventh house alone. Then it can give you problems in the marriage before 25 years of age. But if this is somehow associated or aspected by Jupiter, then it can nullify those effects. And one more thing with this placement will be that a person is going to gain a lot of wealth through spouse, and there will be a lot of expenditure because of spouse as well. Now the other thing is you'll see is that a person becomes extremely creative in Venus Mahadasha. A person becomes that being. If you need to see how Venus is placed, how well it is placed, or in which sign it is placed, almost if it is in the water signs, and even in air signs also I've seen that creativity. Even in the air signs I have seen that creativity, and even in the nakshatra of Chitra, if it is towards the Virgo side. Actually, in all the signs, I would say. It is hard to say that about Venus not being creative in any sign, because Venus finds its creativity. It can be through profession, it can be through some PPTs, presentations, it can be through those artistic views or dramatic arts, anything. So Venus just makes a person creative, that is for sure. And one more thing I have seen with Venus, Venus is the planet of beauty. A person naturally admires and appreciates beauty around in their surroundings. And the other thing is that a person is least bothered about their own appearance. This thing you'll see that in Venus Mahadasha, if Venus is not placed in the first house or it is not in association with the first lord, a person will definitely hardly be concerned about how they are being appeared, because they'll be so much into that emotions, into towards the other person, towards the relationships, that they'll somehow lose that self love. But time to time they will get those heartbreaks and they will come back to that situation where they are forced to appreciate themselves, to love themselves. And a person in these 20 years somehow at some point of time becomes conscious of their own body. And that won't happen just naturally or just in the beginning of Venus. It will happen after some heartbreak or some circumstantial situation. Okay guys, so I think that was all I had about Venus. I hope it was helpful, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. And yeah, if you guys would like to have your personal readings from me, check out the link below, www.asastrology.com. I don't know if it is this side or this side, wherever it is, just check out the link below. It is www.asastrology.com, but now I have actually changed it to www.anmolastrology.com. So you can use both the links, it will land up in the same website. And under the consultation section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Okay, take care. Bye bye.